Hello YouTube, September 23rd, 2019. Decided to take all the last week off because the last video I did was so draining and depressing. I didn't even upload it. As a matter of fact, I probably upload it sometime tomorrow. But it's like I had to get myself in a whole different headspace. I mean, between getting ready to renew my license. Y'all know I have to do that every time around this time of the year, my aesthetics license. Um, in addition to, still with the job searchings and stuff like that. One looking very promising, hence why I'm in the professional get up. Just got finished with yet another interview. So that's going on. In addition to finally getting back to doing some professional services on the side, I say, well, fuck it. I might as well get back to doing what I naturally love to do best while I'm still here. So I started picking back up aesthetics. So, but needless to say, we're here to actually give my professional opinion on this H&M situation. Not only am I a licensed medical esthetician, but I have some knowledge of the cosmetology industry and personally as a black person with type 4 hair, not necessarily 4C. I don't have any 4C, but I am in the type 4 family, as you can tell. I wanted to give my thoughts on the latest H&M scandal revolving another beautiful chocolate cheer. Damn, why did I want to combine kid and children? I was going to say kid children. Lord, my darn on mind, my mouth speaking faster than my mind, but another beautiful chocolate child. I don't know why I wanted to say children for a moment, but here she is right here. And once again, H&M done sparked controversy. So last year they had the beautiful monkey in the jungle with the chocolate boy, and then they put the white boy with the survival expert shirt. Okay, we're gonna move on. I thought they was canceled from that. But then you had the black mama come out defending the bullshit with that. So we had to cancel that bitch too. Now fast forward a year later, here we go again. Now I thought darn on H and first of all, I want to say in regards to people who talking about protesting H&M now, see y'all motherfuckers hypocritical as fuck. Cause I thought if we supposed to be cancel the motherfuckers, how come you darn gonna talk about canceling it? You can't cancel somebody twice. You can't cancel somebody twice. You can't say you boycotting again because they ain't never made the last situation right. So for the people who's on the boycott and canceling subsequent to the issue with the little boy in the jungle fiasco, sit the fuck down. Me, I can't cancel nor boycott because I don't even partake in H&M even before the scandal. So it ain't nothing for me to boycott because they wouldn't get my coin no way. So I ain't even going to fake the front like I'm going to boycott them. However, I can give my professional opinion on this situation right here regarding this beautiful chocolate sister. Now, what upset me was the hair, but not for the same reason that people were thinking. People was thinking that her hair should have been slicked down, it should have been in style, but that's not what the ad was calling for. People didn't see that, and it was almost somewhat similar to like the Shea Moisture incident. Like people were so quick to cancel Shea Moisture because of the fact that a whole different situation, but they seen that one ad had just predominantly white people, but they didn't see the full context that the other 24 ads in the series had a abundance of black people. And when they focused on the type 4 hair issues, they dedicated a video to it so it wouldn't get conflated with the white girl who had issues with her hair being a redhead and the blonde being called Dipsy Blonde. Black hair is more of a serious topic because we are actually racially oppressed. We have to have laws passed just for us to have our hair out in the workplace. California just made it so nobody can't discriminate against our hair in the workplace. So you had to address that in a different ad, but people were so quick to cancel Shea Moisture on that. In this situation, people didn't see that the other children also had their hair messed up and was unkept because it was designed to be like that on purpose because the children was supposed to be like just got finished playing. So when they showed the other pictures, They had the white children with their hair all stuck out and frizzy. One girl had her ponytail jacked up to the left, and then the rest of the hair half down and frizzy. I think there was a Hispanic child up in there. So they had everybody well rounded with their hair equally messy. So for people who's pointing out the false narrative that only the black child's hair was unkept, that's not necessarily true. They had everybody's hair unkept. I wish I could have tried. I found the picture. I couldn't find the picture of all the children. But I'll put Paris Milan's video down below. She was able to have all the pictures, so shout out to her. Um, but here's my thing from a professional standpoint. I'm more like with Angela C. Styles on this one. Shout out to Angela. I like my hair like this. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Honey, she broke it down all the way. For y'all that don't know Angela, she is a fierce cosmetologist who is mostly well known from LA Hair starring Kim Kimble. So um she broke it down all the way from the fact that why is her hair damaged? Like the edges, um, and I'm the same way. It's like it's not that her hair is short, but because I do believe when it comes to young children, they should be able to see all different lengths of their hair, including short hair. And the problem with the natural hair community is we glorify the type threes, even including the type fours. The type threes took over the natural hair movement. It was really started for the type four sisters with Napatoria 85, whose hair is closer to mine's, leading the charge, and then the four C's also up in there, but somehow, and then we had our toe. I'm not saying the type threes wasn't always there, because we always loved our Ase Naturals, aka Terran Guy, and a couple others, Denim Pitsy, and all of them. Like that, we had a couple three girls up in there that we enjoyed, but for the most part, the natural hair movement was consistent of people like Kimmy Tube and all of them. But then over time, it just now you don't see nothing but type 3 here, and Napatory 85 is the only, type 4 sister left. Um, oh, also my girl African Export. Shout out to African Export. But we went from all the type 4 representation to now it's just nothing but, mixed race chicks, light skin, high yellow, red bones, type 3 all over the place. Even the darn on chocolate sisters, mahogany curls, type 3, honey. But when it comes to, short 4C hair, you don't really see that representation no more. And the issue is, we have a lot of black girls who still have the creamy crack up in their head, and they have to get their hair cut. That they can't afford, they can't deal with the two textures, or for whatever reason, and they do the big chop. Or if they grow out it just long enough, but the hair is still short, they still have a TWA. And there's not enough representation of that, especially in the media. So my problem is when you see this, it gave a negative representation because her hair was damaged. You see the tragic alopecia on her edges, not to be confused with her edges being naturally thin, because if her edges were naturally thin or non-existent, that can happen. Let me just say this. As a beautician, we can tell the difference between people who have traction alopecia and people whose edges are thin. You can tell she had broken spots on her head. So, and that's why we as professionals were mad that her hair was pulled back in the ponytail, because it's like you already have her hair over dried out. I can tell from the picture that the hair wasn't moisturized. You got the hair pulling back too much on the edges. She already suffering from alopecia. You should have just let it been a tiny fro and let it cover up the spots. She could have still been in the ad, but you could have just allowed her hair to be a frizzy fro and let it bend out. It didn't have to be pulled back, especially since she's already dealing with the tragic alopecia. Number two, going forward, I wouldn't have chose her myself at all, but I would have gave her a nice kit of products to get her hair together. Well, her parents, because it's not on the child. The child ain't nothing but 10 years old, so I don't want to put this on the child, but her parents need some education and some references to some videos. So I would have kindly referred her to Napatory 85, I would also got her some melanin hair care products and get that, get the kitchen and stuff together. She don't need no darn on 1,000 pounds of gel on the head. That's not getting the hair together. Slicking the hair back, putting in a perpetual style, 11 months throughout the year, braids, a wig, stuff like that. That's not protective style. When you have the hair covered up or braided more than it's out. Natural hair care consists of a balance of, protective styles, but also moisturizing the hair. Especially since she looked like she might be high porosity. Stop the belief of dirt make your hair grow. Some black people still believe that shit. Wash your daughter's hair preferably every couple of days, if at the latest for high porosity once every week. Make sure you deep conditioning every week and making sure you're using the liquid oil and cream method. Liquid oil and cream to make sure you getting that perpetual retention of moisture within high porosity hair, which tends to dry out and craves that moisture. So you need to seal it in and then top it off with a heavier cream. So as the oil dissipates in the hair over the days that come, then that cream is still moisturizing the outer cortex strands of the hair. Also, let go of the hot combs just because you think you natural and because you don't got no relaxer, honey. You can still be chemically trained. People think just because you ain't broke down into solidified bonds within the hair with a relaxer, whether it be a hydrogen peroxide relaxer or whatever relaxer it is for your designated hair type, um, you can still break down the bonds in your hair by perpetually heating your hair. That is a form of a chemical treatment as well. It's just a natural chemical. And they teach you all this in chemistry class. When you slept in chemistry class, you probably done felt that part where the disolidified bonds can be broken down by heat as well. Don't worry, some cosmetologists slept on that subject too. This supposed to be our darn own industry, and some of your so-called cosmetologists don't even know this as well. Hence why you need to go to a reputable cosmetologist that do stuff other than braids and sew-ins. But that's a whole nother subject, in regards to, cosmetologists that are black letting our girls, go out like this. Because I feel she wouldn't have did no better with the average cosmetologist up in there. Because every time I see cosmetologists, it's always either a sew-in or braids. I really don't see too many of us doing actual natural styles like, flexi rod sets, twist outs, bang two knots, 3-strand twists, uh, just moisturizing TWA hair, and all of that. I don't see none of those styles. It's always like you go to Craigslist right now. It don't matter what city you in, but you go to the beauty section. It's always just braids, 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 braids. But then when you take them braids out, your hair is just a stem. You got them spots in you got them tragic alopecia marks. Your cosmetologist ain't offer no moisture treatment services, but be quick to darn gonna take that $300 and put them darn on single leaf tweezers in your hair. And that is the example of what happens, especially when you put the tension on young girls' hair as well, knowing that they going out and playing. It's not the same as doing the same thing to adult hair because they're going to be rolling around, they playing on the playground, other children pulling their hair, and then this is what happens. Now this child was fortunate enough to get a modeling gig with H&M, and now she's subject to darn public scrutiny because of whoever is her guardian is not properly taking care of the hair. I'm more upset for the fact that her hair is not taken care of, and now she's put on this darn now she's subject to be the talk all over the nationwide news. It's fucked up on all sides. And then of course H&M with their darn on shady ass, they knew that this was going to be a darn on talking point because they knew the child's hair wasn't like everybody else where it might have been frizzy, but her hair was actually the see all the other children's hair might have been frizzy for the promotion shoot, but they can slick their stuff down. Their hair is overall healthy. This beautiful child's hair is damaged, and I feel like when the shoot's over, she ain't got paid no more than $1,500 for this shoot. $1,500 is not worth her face being blasted all over the place and being critiqued. It's like if you want to critique, give some constructive criticism or sit the fuck down. Like I don't understand this. So I'm more mad at HMM and allowing this child to be exploited like this because you can't tell me that somebody in there didn't know, especially after the H&M scandal of the last year they had, that this wasn't going to cause some controversy. But you know, controversy sells to a certain group. So they allowed this child to be darn on public scrutiny off of their darn on bottom line. And everybody who's critiquing this girl, talking about where's her mother at, this, that, and the third, it's like, yeah, you can say that, but then what you gonna do once you get in contact with them? Because you ain't offering nothing different. Cause everything, every complaint that I seen went back to, oh, she needed some gel, she needed her hair slicked back. You ain't darn gonna it said nothing that was gonna actually treat the problem. You actually gonna add on to the problem. So she's suffering from traction alopecia. So you think it's good for the child to have some eco style up in their hair and pull her hair back and put more tension on the fragile area? See, this is why you should leave this to the professionals and the professionals who are actually qualified in this area. Because not everybody who went to beauty school and got their license is darn, because beauty school actually just teach you the basics. Make sure you are going to a natural hair stylist. That's my darn goal. Child, my laptop said I'm talking too much. Don't cut the fuck up. Don't cut off on me. But anyways, should go to a natural hairstylist. So I'm more upset about the parents dropping the ball on their hair. But once again, I want to know maybe what the parents' hair looking like. Because it's like maybe the parents' hair is still a relaxer, but she allowed her daughter to be natural and she still ain't quite familiar with natural hair, but you're allowing her to go out on modeling shoots. And it's like, ooh, and this is so problematic on all because, like I said, I feel bad for the child in this sense of being having to be. It's so because people are not coming from a sincere place like myself. Like, hey, if she was in my state of North Carolina, close to Fayetteville, honey, I'd do that. I would treat the child's hair for the free 99. But yeah, as far as the hair in general, everybody just giving out all this negative advice, talking about more gel. It should have been pulled, this, that, and third, but everybody else hair was frizzy. Um, no, it should just be treated and pampered. She should take some time off. Allow the child to, grow her hair in more fully, let the edges grow in because from what I've seen, she does naturally have edges. So she just give her a good year out the game. Allow her hair to flourish and grow back in. There's tons of black-owned products that can be recommended to her. Like I said, Napatory 85 got the Melanin Hair Care line. You got Main Choice. You got Mael Organics. You got Shea Moisture. Um, Shea Moisture's hit or miss as of late, honey. Eden Body Works, Blissful Curls, the list goes on and on. And also, especially for hair loss, you got Kenya Moore Hair Care. You got, the Kenya Moore Edges. You got Revitalized Hair Care System. I'm putting it all down there in the description box. So if her folks come across this video, they would have a long source of, references to go to for her hair. But especially the Revitalize. The Revitalize has been out here working. One matter of fact, when I get me some coin, I'm gonna get some for my hair. Now I've been using the collagen peptides, and the collagen peptides has been helping me grow back my hair, but I don't necessarily recommend that for children. So yeah, you stick with the Revitalize. Revitalize has been approved to be used on children's hair. Just for references, as far as beautiful 4C models, once again, I do think it is key for all hair types to be represented, especially 4C, because since the type 3s have come in, it's done wiped out the type 4 models. You don't see know for, especially in you never seen it on TV. Like I was so happy when I first saw a 4C chick on TV. I can still remember it was like 2009 when the first 4C model was on TV. But anyways, the representation is definitely key. Just to give you some examples of different stages of 4C hair. It doesn't matter what it's color treated, whether it's in a mohawk, whether it's a little bit more fuller. All representation matters, and it should be reinforced. So I'm so sick and tired of uh, when we see some 4C models, it's the hair that is either super long, but you don't. It's like with 4C hair, I feel we don't showcase and brag about 4C hair until the chick already has the hair that's already mid back length. But we don't give the same energy towards the chick who has the short hair that's all the way up to here that's 4C and kinky. It's like it is what it is. But if the shit was like mahogany curls and it was short, we'll still big up this type of texture though. We'll still big up, the short curly 3A girls, but we don't give that same energy towards our 4C girls. So I feel, black people, we need some mental reinforcement because the colonization is real. Because a lot of people was talking cold cash shit about that child simply because her hair was short. It wasn't even the fact that it was damaged. It was the fact that it was short in general. Even if her hair was like the models that I showed early with 4C hair, honey, they still would have had some shit to say. And it's sad, but like I said, let it be some 3A curls, honey, that look like you got a texturizer in your head, honey. It would have been, where she's from? She must be Dominican, or she must have that Indian blood up in her or something. It would have been all those types of comments if she was a good type 3 sister. But honey, that type 4, honey, oh no, she's just another old, nigga baby, honey. That's how it came out. And every last person who was like that should feel a damn shame of yourself. So H&M, honey, I can't even really feel bad for H&M because H&M already revealed they racist hands. They already revealed that they don't care. Like they lie that they're going catastrophe to go down with the little chocolate boy, and then they mama out here defending them. It's like, well, hell, how the hell we expect? So I can't even darn gonna really get mad at H&M. I'm more mad at whoever the parents are in this chat. And I know some people saying, well, maybe she's from a group home. I don't know too many group homes that allow opportunities for young girls of any race to be in no modeling because usually it's the parents that put them in modeling. I don't know too many. Not to say not any foster homes don't do that, but that's very rare to hear foster home putting young children and modeling ads. But whoever, I want them to, let her lay low for a moment. Because, like I said, you got her all the way out here being, everybody sees her face. And a lot of people, it is just like the Blue Ivy situation. Another example, another, beautiful type sister, daughter of Beyonce, but because she don't have her mother's curls, honey, they wanted to talk cold cash shit because Blue's hair look closer to Jay-Z's than the Beyonce's. And then to make matters worse, and then they went into featureism, talking about how her nose was wide and her lips are more full. She don't have the genetic makeup like somebody like myself or Beyonce, where the nose is thinner and the lips are not as full, the cheekbones are very high. So just because she has more of the stereotypical West African features that is more prevalent in most, Black Americans, honey, people talked and drugged doggone Blue Ivy for the fifth of it. So it don't even necessarily have anything to do with color because I know some people like to try to conflate, hair with color, like people who are lighter skinned is automatically going to be viewed more favorable than darker skin. But honey, if you got that 4C hair, that beautiful kinky coily crown, honey, people they'll talk shit about the Blue Ivy just as quick as they did her. Because honey, they ain't give a damn if she was the daughter of the queen bee. They try to drag Blue Ivy for fifth. And look at Blue Ivy's mane right now. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show Blue Ivy's crown once again. Why Beyonce told y'all her she is unbothered. She likes her baby hair with baby hair and afros, which hence why her hair went from being a lovely short crown to the glorious long crown that it is today, because she's using natural products on it. She's not perpetually over twisting the hair. Now she allows her daughter to wear wigs from time to time, you know, in the videos and stuff. Brown skin girls, it shine like pearls. This song is way bigger, bigger, bigger than you, bigger than me. Like she allow her daughter to wear the wig every now and again. They get her area on, but she darn tells her at the end of the day, don't get it twisted. You are more so Nefertiti, baby. You are more so Orisha, not Ariel. Ariel got that darn on linky darn on red, you know, sea cap hair. Honey, your hair defines gravity. Your hair is defined as nine ether, honey. Your hair has the most occipital layers of any hair type in the motherfucking game, baby. You sport your type 4 hair and wear it proudly. And that's what Blue Ivy been doing. She's been wearing it in braids. She's been wearing it up. She's been wearing it pulled back. So it don't matter whether you're light skinned or are you dark skinned. Honey, all 4C representation matters. 4B as well, because I don't feel 4B is right knocking on the door of it's knocking on the door of 4C. I feel some of them get annoyed all together too, because Blue Ivy is really a combination of all three. If you look at her curls closely, she's like a combination of 4A, 4B, and 4C. So I feel like all the type 4 sisters should really be accurately represented. 4A, we get enough representation. We in that teeter title range. Like we're somewhat accepted to a certain extent. Um, because like I said, you got the Napatoria 85s, you got the Terrell McDonald's, you got the curly guys with the 4A curls. But once you get the 4B, 4C, that's when the most scrutiny comes in, because that's the kinkiest coily hair type, and it's always misconceptions. And then it doesn't help that, you know, we do these styles that actually put stress on the hair. We go from relaxer to natural, and you know the parents don't know nothing about treating, you know, that type of hair, because they still got the creamy crack in their hair. So that's why we need to push more media representation, not only in the media to show healthy images of what 4C hair looks like, whether it's color treated, whether it's short, whether it's about my length, whether it's longer. We need that representation. Also, we need the education. That's why we need to promote more of the girls, and not only Napatorial, but we need to promote the girls like the former Kimmy YouTube, the Kimmy Tubes, and the African hair guy. Yeah, African hair guy. He's another one. But what's my sister name? Chocolate Sister. She ain't been on YouTube in years, but she got over 5,000 videos. African Export. That's who I was thinking of. But African hair guy. He's another one too. All their links will be down below. So that's all I wanted to say on that issue right there. My issue wasn't with the commercial within itself, but it was with mostly the backlash in regards to people going after her hair for it being short and type 4 in general, because I felt that was the same way that they did Beyonce's daughter, just because of the hair type. It wasn't even that her hair was that, because Beyonce's daughter hair was never damaged, and you see how they still drug her. So it's a case of damn if you do, damn if you don't. People now trying to backpedal and make it seem like, oh no, we was just getting on them because the hair was that. No, it wasn't. Half of y'all motherfuckers was really getting on H&M because the child had type 4 hair. She had a TWA, something that your ass still haven't had the courage to do. You still putting that darn on creamy crack up in your head. And even worse, you ain't even putting it in your head right. Some of y'all, and matter of fact, I'm going to do a whole video on relaxer care because I'm not necessarily against relaxers. But bitch, if you're going to have a relaxer in your hair, I do not need you darn trying to come for somebody's crown and your crown is all jacked up because every 6 to 10 weeks, you overlapping that relaxer on already relaxed hair when you supposed to just put the new growth on. You're not basing your scalp. You're leaving the shit on until it burn, but you're never supposed to put it on until it burn. You ain't supposed to have it on to your scalp anyway, but you're having it on. Some of y'all motherfuckers going to the grocery store with it, letting it marinate in like it's a conditioner. You got a chemical that is breaking down the solidified keratin bonds up in your head. Your hydrogen bonds, all of that is being broken down. The salt bonds and all. And you is just walking out in the sun, going to the grocery store, and then you wonder why your hair is so thin when it pulls back, we can see your scalp. Your relaxer should never be so thin that when you pull your shit back, number one, your ponytail is about the size of my pinky. It's the circumference of my pinky. You trying to call your hair shoulder length, but you literally got 2 strands of hair. You literally got hair strands like this touching, and the rest of it's up to here, but you trying to get away with calling yourself shoulder length. But then you would come for somebody who is an adolescent, who doesn't know any better, who is probably not styling their own hair. So the fault falls on the parent and not the child. But y'all are giving all this backlash acting like this child ain't going to see it. But then y'all want to fake like y'all coming from a sincere place. If y'all don't have several seats and they're going to chop up off your own head, you need to focus on your own head before you try to focus on anybody else. Because at the end of the day, at least this child got $1,500 for this darn promotion. Now, it don't deserve all this backlash because, like I said, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, honey. $1,500 is not worth it. Because I know they ain't paid her no top dollar for this ad. At the most, maybe she got $2,000. But with all this nationwide scandal, it ain't worth it. So I want them to let her lay low for one moment because with us, as soon as the next scandal come out, she'll be forgotten about, and that allow her time to grow her hair out, and she can come back fierce as ever. And in a year, her hair is gonna be just as full as Blue Ivy's. Well, maybe not as full, but it'll be flourished, and she'll have her edges grown back, and all these doggone bitter black bitches that had something to say about this shit. Because I already knew the racist white folks was gonna have a field, so we already know that to be expected from them. But for us black folks that jumped on her, look for a year from now, and your head still gonna be that same bitter pressed doggone chicken scratch mess on your head. Your shit's gonna still be looking like a fried rooster while her edges will be fully flourished back and her hair will be somewhat like mine in the next year and some change. So that's my thoughts on that. I wish her much luck in endeavors. I hope this temporary backlash turn into some business opportunities for her. Let her lay low for a moment, get her curls back. Like I said, if her folks come across this video, check down all the natural hair care products, the YouTube references. They will all be down in the description box within this 24 hours of this video uploading. So if it's not there within the first few hours, give it 24 hours. All of it will be down there. And that is it. Because like I said, it's a shame. And what happened to children being off limits? Like, we just don't have no darn decorum anymore. Like that first Blue Ivy. And then now we got this chocolate sister right here. Like, we got to do better. So the fault don't lie on this child. It lies on all these motherfucking darn haters on here with they darn jacked up relaxers, with they triple chins, with they hyperpigmentation, with they ass clocking into a 9 to 5 at McDonald's, hating on this sister. It's like, girl, bye. Get your shit together before critiquing somebody else. If you don't got no constructive criticism to say, sit down and have several seats, get your shit together. So that's my thoughts on that. Much blessings to her. I hope she gets 10 times as much opportunities in the future from actual reputable companies that's actually going to highlight her for positive reasons and not exploit her. So she needs to be on somebody's meal organics ad. She needs to be main choice. Honey, all these companies, y'all need to be going ahead and go for now. Go ahead and take her out from them darn on racist institutions. Get her in some positive darn on ads. And that is it, y'all. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.